The PowerA Lumectra controller featured in today's review was provided courtesy of PowerA. Love it or hate it, RGB lighting is here to stay. For fans of the effect, several accessories have become available over the years to let it shine. While mostly reserved for the PC space, consoles also get some RGB love with many controllers adopting the effect. One of the more mainstream options has been the PowerA Spectra Infinity, which made getting a customized lighting experience simple. It wasn't without some limitations, and as such, PowerA has returned with a new take on the RGB controller with Lumectra. Only this time around, PowerA isn't looking to just light up your hands, but your entire gaming space. The Lumectra comes in two varieties, one with a bundled 4-foot RGB lighting strip, and one without. I am covering the former, and the box is certainly a spectacle to behold. The controller takes a prominent position and showcases some of the many different colors it is capable of displaying. The included RGB strip takes up a background position and lends itself to the background colors and integrated TV lighting example. Key features of the controller are also on display. The sides of the box further highlight Lumectra lighting and the availability of additional 18-foot strips as well as system compatibility. The back dives deeper into the specific capabilities of the controller and lighting effects, and a preview of the new PowerA app. Inside the box resides the controller, 10-foot USB cable, 4-foot RGB light strip, and a quick start guide. At a cursory glance, you would be hard-pressed to notice any difference between the Lumectra and PowerA's previous Spectra Infinity. The light pipes around the center of the shell, face buttons, D-pad, and thumbsticks are all identical. The overall shape of the shell and feel are also identical. Even the trigger locks, textured grips, and programmable rear buttons are retained. The only real noteworthy difference is the removal of the volume rocker and the inclusion of an additional LED control button for exterior RGB light strips on the back. A USB-C port has replaced the older micro USB port, so unfortunately it no longer features a locking mechanism along its 10-foot cable. But the USB-C port holds its cable well, so this isn't necessarily a negative. Every button expected of a proper Xbox controller is present, including the share button. As for the overall build quality, the Lumectra uses a sturdy plastic that has a good grip in the hands and gives it a solid feel while in use thanks to the texture. I am unable to make the controller cave or bend with extra force, ensuring it will hold up to daily use without any concerns. Even more rage-prone gamers should get some mileage from the Lumectra's frame. It also weighs a bit more than standard PowerA controllers, which I consider a plus. The Lumectra once again makes a strong showcase for PowerA controllers, as its handling of every game tested has been excellent. Straight from the box, it is ready to rock on Xbox or PC, and putting it into my nightly rotation of Apex has been seamless with no settings needing to be adjusted to achieve my desired feel. Even without Hall Effect sticks, dead zones for each stick are on point, and I can leave dead zones disabled in-game to get the fastest reaction available from them. This may degrade over time because of the aforementioned lack of Hall Effect sticks, but for the last month it has treated me beautifully. Stick performance continues to please throughout a variety of genres and games, with Ace Combat, Forza, and Tomb Raider proving no problem for them. Resistance in each is also perfect for my tastes. Face buttons likewise provide a satisfying experience. They register promptly thanks to the wired connection, and I have yet to find a single instance of a missed press, even during the most hectic gaming moments like the Chapter 4 boss of Armored Core 6. Sadly, some other controllers I have been using lately have been failing in this department as of late, so this was a nice change of pace for my personal gaming sessions. They have a great throw range and aren't overly loud during use. D-pad performance is practically a mirrored experience to the face buttons, and I am very glad that it provides a perfect level of resistance and rollability for my preferences. Using it in games like Tony Hawk 1 and 2 and Dead or Alive 6 was quite pleasing. Any number of retro game compilations and emulation also delivered a satisfying performance. As for the shoulder buttons and triggers, I have come away mixed. The bumpers are a personal highlight with their satisfying micro switches and smooth finish. They work as expected in games and don't fall prone to the double-clicking issue like Microsoft controllers can quickly develop. The triggers, though, feel hollow with their loud pulls and lack of satisfying resistance. While they perform well and never miss a beat with precision pulls able to be perfectly accomplished, they just don't feel as good as other options on the market. The trigger locks are also a bit lackluster as a result, since they are so quick to press to begin with. The lock range also isn't super significant, so I tend to just leave them off. They do, however, include impulse rumble motors to give more immersion for supported titles. The rumble strength for the triggers and controller as a whole is solid and thankfully not obnoxiously loud. The rear buttons on the Lumectra remain one of my favorite aspects of PowerA controllers, with their quick ability to be mapped on the fly during any title, such as Apex, Gears of War, Halo, and Ace Combat. Being able to quickly adjust to each without an app is such a huge bonus. D-pad focused mapping is always my typical go-to for these buttons, but any face or shoulder button can be assigned to them as you see fit. Like the face buttons, they respond quickly in-game and have no issues with dropped inputs. They also line up so well with your hands during play. The Lumectra lighting effects are certainly a step up over the previous Spectra Infinity controller. We get access to more colors, effects, and lighting zones, all directly configurable from the controller itself at a whim. The PowerA app on PC and Xbox can also supposedly be used to tune the lighting as you please, but I have not found such functionality. Areas on the Spectra Infinity light pipes I once found too dim now shine brightly with Lumectra. One thing I will note, the lighting areas at the edges of the controller can be overtaken by the lighting around the buttons, D-pad, and thumbsticks. The added bonus of being able to control external RGB light strips with the same ease is also far more enjoyable than I was ready to give it credit for. My review bundle only came with the single 4-foot strip, but at any point in the future, if I decide to expand the setup with the additional 18-foot strips, they will be able to be seamlessly integrated thanks to the use of infrared communication. As a warning, just don't keep the IR receiver for multiple strips close together unless you want them to potentially interfere with each other. To recap my few areas of disappointment with the Lumectra, I wish the triggers had more resistance in them and more padding at the end of a pull to provide a better overall experience and one similar to official controllers. The edge lighting zones also being overpowered by the center ones can be a bit of a disappointment when going for specific looks in the lighting effects. The PowerA app is also an area that hopefully gets expanded upon with the ability to map rear buttons and adjust lighting effects. This would make it a more useful addition to the brand's lineup. Otherwise, the controller has been fantastic and I really enjoy using it. For fans of lighting effects on their controllers, PowerA has upgraded nearly every aspect of their previous Spectra Infinity to make the Lumectra one of the best options on the market. The ability to control external lighting strips further ups the ante, making the controller an all-in-one lighting control station. Its performance in games doesn't disappoint, but triggers do lack resistance found in first-party controllers. With the price coming in under official first-party controllers, you also save money to get all these neat effects. Though longer RGB strips will set you back an additional $20 for each. But for anyone in the market for this style of controller, the Lumectra from PowerA won't let you down. And there we have it, the Advantage Xbox controller with Lumectra lighting. Yes, it is actually called the Advantage controller with Lumectra. I just shortened it to Lumectra to make all of our lives simpler. But anyway, big thank you to PowerA for sending this one out my way to try out and share with each and every one of you. If you are a fan of light-up controllers, this is a really good one. Performance is just so top-notch, and it looks pretty stylish as you go about doing it with the ability to customize on the fly at will. And then, of course, the external RGB strips are going to be a ton of fun to mess with. I'm still trying to find a really good area that I want to put my 4-foot strip in, and again, really starting to contemplate those 18-foot strips. I think I could do something really fun with those in the right space, so. But anyway, big thank you to each and every one of you for watching today's review. But here at the end, I do have a couple of big favors to ask on top of your amazing watch time. If you haven't already, thumbs up, thumbs down, depending on how much you like this review, as well as that sub button and notification bell so you can see when the new content comes live on the channel. Loads always coming your way, and I'd love to have each and every one of you along for the ride. And for anyone interested in further helping support the channel and keep it growing, you can also check out that join button down here on YouTube or the Patreon link that'll appear somewhere in the bottom right-hand screen here. A little really goes a long way to keeping this place going, and we just cannot thank all of our beautiful champions enough for all of their wonderful support. But until next time, my wonderful internet peeps, you all stay awesome, keep on gaming, and we'll see you back next video.